All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hold on. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, Barakatham. Give honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and to all the argument across the globe, pushing the word of truth and sincerity. Want to say Shalom. Just a little walk and talk, thinking about animals. And Lord, what I might do a lesson on the sheep again, but I was replaying a documentary, an animal documentary, well, particularly a wolf documentary in my head, when I've been sharing this with the brothers, because it's very spiritual, and it came at a time where I was kind of low in the spirit, you know, not going hard as I think I should have, and I want to say this, man, we got to turn and fight and face our demons, man, all right? A lot of us are not as strong as we think we are. We're not as strong as we may want others to believe we are, you know. And at some point, we gotta quit running, draw a line in the sand, and turn around and fight. To get back to the wolves, I'll be asking brothers, what's the strength of a wolf or a wolf pack? And they say the numbers, but they say, the pack and the strength and things like that. But as I was watching the documentary, they were chasing a deer, elk, I believe. And the greatest strength of the wolf is the pack, but also the working of the pack, and it's actually endurance. All right, wolves are known to tire out their prey, you know, run them and chase them to exhaustion. Then they pounce and uh, do their wolf thing. Now I was watching this documentary. They would chase this deer. There'd be one or two, chasing them really, really hard. The deer is running, man, running really hard. And when the first couple got tired, the ones in the back would zoom up, sprint up and continue the race, being fresher and running just as hard as the other two. And they would continue to do that until the prey was exhausted. And at a point in the chase, the deer had a big substantial lead, and it took time to rest, because he was tired and didn't see the wolves, you know. But as he's resting, the wolves are still running and chasing him, man. You see? And when the deer saw the wolves again, he began to run again, chase was back on, but the deer is close to exhaustion now, to the point to where he had to stop, turn around, and had to engage him, you know. And the moral of the story was, what I took out of it is that you could run from your demons, you can run from your enemies, but they're always going to be there, right? The Satan's always going to be there pursuing you. He's always going to be there chasing you, wanting to devour you. But at some point, you got to stop running and turn around and face the threat, face the challenge, you know. It's something that stuck with me, and I try to remember these things when I'm going through certain trials in my life and situations. We can't be afraid to face our fears. We can't afraid to be great. We can't be afraid to allow the Lord to use us in a manner that He chooses to use us, man. We can't be afraid to be leaders, to be better. All right, and the fear of failure, the fear of not wanting to confront the difficult task ahead. You know, the wolves biting at you and surrounding you and attacking you on all sides. Well, we got to stand there and defend ourselves. All right, we got to put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shai Shai, man, the shield of faith, helmet of salvation. All right, being girded, have our feet shod, you know, and you know it's very telling of a man because the trial of a man is the reasoning. So when you're going through these trials, what is your reasoning? Are you going to run and think you're going to outrun the devil, outrun Satan? No. All right, you ask the Lord for strength. You ask the Lord for comfort and protection. Okay? All right? This is 1 Peter 5:8. It said, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All right? So we got to be on our square. All right? We got to be on our post. Okay? Because our wolves are coming. They're looking for a meal. Satan is looking for a meal. All right? And we got to draw a line in the sand and have some manliness, all right, some gumption to muster up, to turn around and fight, man. Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever shortcomings you have, whatever things are preventing you from being great in the eyes of Yahweh Shai, we got to turn around and face them, man. And this is a very, first and foremost to me, you know, 'cause I've been a runner, you know, things get bad, I run to different states, different towns, you know, relationships, things like that. When the going gets tough, I always feel myself not giving my 100% to change the situation or to face the situation, man. And each and every time that I've ran, all right, the problem was always there. You see? And we gotta be like the deer. You gotta turn around and fight. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. But we gotta face our demons, man. We gotta face those things that are holding us back head on, man. They say you gotta grab the bull by the horns. You know, it's very easy to run and run and run. And you be like, okay, well, it's been going good with 3 or 4 months or however long. And all of a sudden, boom, here comes temptation. Here comes something to slow you down, something to tempt you, something to sway you, something to hold you back. But these things we gotta turn around, we gotta face them, man. You know, Jake had a lot of vices in the world that sometimes, you know, Jake still has a hard time battling with. And at times, you know, you may fall into it. Time may, you know, think about certain things that are not conducive to your growth. But we gotta draw a line in the sand, turn around and fight, man. And we gotta fight. Running away from your demons is not gonna make them go away. I always say, putting your head up under the cover ain't gonna stop the boogeyman from coming, man. When I was a kid, when it was raining and thundering, I'd be scared, and I'd go in the room with my sister, you know, and lay at the foot of the bed, and I put my head up under the cover. But putting my head up under the cover didn't stop the thunder from happening. It didn't stop the lightning. It didn't stop the thunder from shaking the house. So I'll say this, at some point, you gotta grow up, man up, and face your fears, man. Face what's holding you back and be determined to win, man. Be determined to conquer it, man. The Lord said we are more than conquerors. All right? You know, this is just something I want to get off my chest, man. You know, just fight. Face your fears and fight, man. Shalom.